Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello and welcome to episode number 147 of Business Behind the Scene. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I've noticed that business owners and CEOs do towards their virtual assistant or any staff member by anyway. So a lot of us are busy. And we know that. And we get our virtual assistant because we want three things to happen. Right? We want them to save us time, make us money, or save us money. Right? Those are the three things that we really want a virtual assistant to help us with. And so our expectation is that they're going to come in the business, they're going to magic wand, they're going to be like, and they save time, make money, and right, save us money. And it's like, yeah, it just doesn't happen like that. No matter how trained they are into being a virtual assistant, we need to make sure that we also build that relationship with them and we actually create that trust between one another so that they can feel like they are part of our team long term. They feel like they are going to be welcome and they can bring anything to you, and there is enough trust. So I'm today want to share with you some of the things that I have created, that I've done, that I've learned throughout the year, because I'm a very high strong personality, so at times I sort of also forget the nice way to be, right? I'm like straight to the point, let's go, right? And I forget to appreciate them, to make them feel special, to recognize for the hard work that they're doing. So sometimes it's very good for us to be aware that these are people, and I am guilty of that, especially at the beginning of my business. I didn't really often acknowledge them as much as I would have liked to, and I wish that someone taught me this stuff. So virtual assistants are people, and they work even better when we appreciate them and make them feel special for what they've done for us and for the business. And so how do we build trust with the virtual assistant is to truly have conversations, and I always say meet them online as much as you can on a Zoom call. Like for example, even today I was gonna go and approve some videos, and there's a couple of things, and I was about to type a whole list of things that I want the virtual assistant to do for me and to edit, and I'm like, you know what, it's faster and creates a better relationship if I just get my virtual assistant on a call so that I can chat with her. I can explain why I like it more this way rather than that way. I can really truly make them feel that it's not just this bunch of things that you've done wrong. I can congratulate her for the things that she's done well, right? So there's and it's so much faster for me, and I can then record that, and they can watch it back, and they can make sure that they don't skip any of the bits that I'm asking them to do, right? So for me, those little bits are really the difference that will make for you to have a really good relationship with your virtual assistant, rather than be another person that works for you and there's no relationship there. So how do we do it is that often we want to build trust. So we want to make them know that we understand that the virtual assistant can do it. Like I believe in my virtual assistant. I believe that they have the capability to do something. I have trust in them, and I let them know. I tell them so that they feel like, okay, my boss is giving me this, they believe that I can do it. Why don't I believe that I can do it? Of course I can, right? So it's very important that they feel that they know that, and we need to let them know, I know that you can do it. This is why I gave you this work. So just don't worry if you make any mistakes, come back to me, and before we put it out there, before it's done, we're going to go through it together so that we can fix any mistakes. So don't worry, I've got your back, right? So something like that. I have no doubts that you got this. I'm here every step of the way if you have any question, right? We'll make sure that we especially at the beginning, we actually be there for the virtual assistant. Let them know that we are there for them. Really good steps is also remembering to appreciate your virtual assistant. Let them know, oh my goodness, you're amazing. I can't believe you did this in such a short time. Well done. Obviously, all these things gotta be genuine, right? If you're not genuine, then might means that you don't have the right virtual assistant, and we might need to change the virtual assistant if this is not working, right? But you gotta be genuine. And also sometimes it's like our standards are so high that we're like, yeah, it's good, but it could be better. And so we don't feel like we can celebrate the good. We just go straight to that what could be better. And we got to remember it's okay. Like we gotta also slow down a little bit to remember to appreciate what's good, what's done well, what's right, rather than go straight into like what's wrong, what needs to be done. And sometimes we need to look back at us and how do we do that for ourselves? How do we keep being tough on ourselves and be like, could have this better, this is not good enough, right? So appreciating others will also help us to appreciate ourselves a little bit more. And as CEO and business owners, I know that you probably need to slow down and do that for yourself as well as for your team and maybe your family even, right? So it's good to have high standards. I am no doubting that that's good. And it's also important to really slow down and make these people around you feel welcome, feel that you're proud of them, feel that you're grateful that they're around. So I do a lot of that, especially now. Like there's some, weeks and months that we work really. We will always work hard, but sometimes even more than other time. And I always let them know, guys, well done, thank you, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Come on, what would I do without you? Which is legit, right? What would I do with my virtual assistant? Thank goodness I'd never to think about that, because I created such a strong, we created together, right? Such a strong relationship that they're never gonna go, right? They're always gonna be there with me. And I could never say that with such a commitment and such a confidence about any of my Australian team. I always felt that my Australia team could leave anytime. My virtual assistants, I never feel that they're my rock. They're never gonna stay there. So we want to connect with the virtual assistants. So also sometimes, like today, we had a meeting, and I was like, okay, guys, tell me something cool about your weekend. And some people were sharing some things. It's really good about also slow down and care about the virtual assistant rather than always like be like boom 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 boom, let's go, let's go, let's go. So you're a legend, what would I do without you, how's your day, how's your weekend? Just connect with the virtual assistant to also, like, again, they are people, and yes, they're on the clock, and yes, they're doing hours for you, and we can just take 1 second there to just make sure that we get to know them, and how's your kid, and how's this, how's that, like little things like that. And it seems like quite obvious, but I can guarantee you that as business owners, we often forget, right? We often forget to be present and to care. And if we don't care, then most likely we're not going to have someone to stay with us long time. And this is the biggest question that people ask me all the time. It's like, how do you get virtual assistant to stay with you for 7 years? How did you even find another job? How did you even quit? How did you even get bored? There's no way to get bored in my business. So, right, we always grow and evolve, and I always put them through extra training, and this is what I do for obviously virtual assistants inside of our business, is that we always get them to improve and experience new things so they don't get bored, and always add value to our clients as well. So if you are with us, you'll be fine. They're not going to get bored for sure. And then we're going to talk about also efficiency. So we want to set the virtual assistant up for success, not for failure. So if we're giving a task to a virtual assistant, we've got to make sure that the task is set in a way that there's no chance for them to fail. What does that mean? If I give a task and I don't give all my expectation to the virtual assistant, they're not going to read my brain. They're not going to know that I want the task done as a priority rather than the other one, right? So we need to say to them, hey, this is the task that I'm giving you. I would like you to prioritize this versus the other things that you're working on right now. Can you just remind me what you're working on right now so that I can help you prioritize what I need first? And once they choose which one is the priority, I've got to make sure that there is a due date next to that. And the due date is not me imposing that due date to the virtual assistant, but it's like, when do you generally think you can make this by? When do you think you can give me this by? When do you think this can be like a 50% done, so that I can check it to make sure that we're on the right track, we're on the same page before you finish it off. So we give deadlines and due date for even percentages of the project, rather than go through the whole project and go, no, that's not what I wanted. Because then the virtual assistant feels defeated. You paid for this time that is wasted. We just don't want any of that. We want to make sure that we just give them feedback along the way through the project, rather than add completely the end of it when it's like too late to edit anything, and it's time, right? Time to go back. So we want to work with efficiency, and we want to remember due date, check in on that project all the way along, so that we make sure that we're on the same page. we're going to get them to choose the due date so that we don't impose in that to them. So it's always like we're making decisions together. And obviously, give them some sort of example or some clarity around how do you want them to make this happen. Like, how do you want to follow this example? Do I want to follow that? And then also, like, sometimes be clear on, like, I want you to follow this example without any of your creativity. I literally want the same font, the same thing, the same colors, the same border. If it's a video, right, everything. I just want you to copy this style and just put it with my words in it, right? I don't know. So we've got to be clear on, because, you know, imagine it, if you give a video to someone and you say, just, this is what I would like, so I would like this, and then the virtual assistant will be like, I can't just copy it, right? So they want this obviously with a flavor. So they're gonna think that they have to be creative to be outstanding, to help you, wow you. And so they go and be creative, and you're like, no, I just wanted you to actually do this video like exactly as it is. So if we don't want them to be creative, we have to say that. That's part of the efficiency when we are delegating a task, right? We got to do that. The other thing that we want to do with the virtual assistant is to build their confidence up. So how do we build the confidence up? And we're going to always, from the beginning, ask them for their opinion. And then when they give us their opinion, we don't say, no, we're not doing that. We don't do any of that, right? We don't say no. We don't discard their opinion. We don't shame them for having maybe an idea that we don't approve or we don't think is a good idea. But we always embrace it. It's like, oh, I see where you're going with this. Right? We're going to ask them, like, you know, tell them, like, I understand why you're thinking that way. What I was thinking, something this way maybe could be more as a fit for us. The idea that you have is great. It could be more applicable for in this scenario, but in this scenario I'm thinking more something like that. If we're talking about this, do you have any idea on this? And so then we ask them again, like, you know, what do you think? I would love to hear your ideas, and really trust that I know that you got great ideas, so let's go, tell me what you think. And I always ask my virtual assistant to give them their feedback on their own things, so that it's not just me telling them, hey, you did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. It's them self-evaluating themselves and go, you know what, I did a great job here, but this could be a little bit better. And I do this with all my team. I always want them to self-assess themselves and really get to the next level. And then we also wanted to have a little bit of authority. So we're not going to become the best friend. We're still the boss. We're still going to make sure that they understand that they're working for us. So I understand, and I would like you to do it this way instead, right? I understand your point and I like your idea, and we're going to go with this. So your ultimate decision is with you. So I would appreciate, and then sometimes I give them some sort of feedback on things. I would appreciate if you can be on time next time, so that we can be more productive with our time in case they come late to a meeting, right? So we got to make sure that we give them feedback. I said to my virtual assistant, you're never really in trouble with me, as long as you're honest and you're okay to talk about what just happened, and we can move on from there together, right? So there's no the other day a virtual assistant of mine was like, I made a huge mistake. And you know what, it actually was a mistake that was like, oh, you know, it's wasted a little bit of money and time, and, you know, not very good for customer service, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. I'd rather that you come to me and say, there's a mistake, how can we fix it? Then you try to fix it, and then you make even more mess, right? So I wanted my team to trust that they can come to me for any mistake, and still we're going to be fine. We're going to find a solution together. And then what I'll do, I usually go through the procedure, making sure that this will never happen again. So I will ask, like, where in the procedure you thought that this was the next step? When in the procedure you forgot to do this step? Or how can we add this thing into the procedure so that we can actually make it better, and next time there's no mistake? Because the mistake, obviously, it wasn't a 5-star, and we want to work on 5-star, right? Always. So working with virtual assistant is a new skill. We're becoming CEOs. We're putting this new identity on us. We're going to learn how to communicate, how to speak, how to be patient. I just said that. Yeah, as business owners, it's like, what, patient? No, do things for me yesterday. And it's like, no, let's give them the time to win. Let's give them the time to get themselves in order, and get things done, so that they can feel successful, they can feel that they can achieve what we ask them to achieve, right? So this is a very difficult subject. A lot of virtual assistants don't know how to do, a lot of CEOs don't know how to communicate with virtual assistant, which means then we create we close off and we don't work well together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today, and I look forward to see you next week. You have a fabulous week, and go and delegate everything you can, like everything. Let's go. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.